up, slapping him on the ground, throwing him away.
That is deeply
This mad
unpleasant to
lad.
think about. Oop.
Oh, I'm gonna share the video. You can. He looks around and he's just picking like, I don't like this one. Oh, this one sucks.
That one sucks.
Hello. Alright, welcome everybody. We're still waiting for our stream to kick in. So hold on just a moment.
Yeah, give me
Our
a minute. The
YouTube's
Twitch
up.
will take a while. Yep.
And our Twitch should be up.
Don't like you, Aussie ad.
I believe our Twitch should be up technically. I'm gonna post it to a couple of places here. While
It takes a while, so give it.
Twitch takes a few minutes because it runs behind, but it's streaming to it. It's getting accurate, etc., etc.
Yeah. So that's fairly good.
Yeah, for everyone's entertainment, watch this mad lad. It's looking close to snake
as well.
I remember that.
There we go. Twitch is on.
And turning on push to talk.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And audio's working nice.
Alright, cool. Audio's working, video's working, everything's fine. Okay. Yeah, alright. So that should be good. That should
Unavailable. How dare you?
What's unavailable? What?
The snake video.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to open
Not
it inside
important
of
sin.
YouTube.
Okay. I was just like, wait a minute, what?
It's not important sin.
It's not important for our souls and lives. Alright, well, welcome everybody to another episode of Jumpchain Heroes. I move my mic a little bit closer to me. Don't worry about any noises you may hear. It's fine. And today, so last episode, you guys got to meet Jack. Corin, give us a description of what Jack looks like.
Well, you ever seen a man who was basically the spaghetti noodles?
I'm sorry.
I think I had him last night.
So, in his case, especially now that the shot has been launched previously, impacting and causing a lot of his ness to spread out a bit, his current shape is more along the lines of a large collection of organs and bones tightly wound together with a huge amount of thread, keeping them interconnected. His organs seem to be being kept alive by the thread as you watch, even as the almost wire-like substance squeezes around his heart, forcing it to pump, as his head floats near the remainder of his chunks, currently keeping a close eye on both Dollhouse and on Washi.
So that's what you guys got to see last episode. We also got to see a fun-loving duo of as Dollhouse climbs out of Washi's stomach effectively. Yes, it is as disturbing as that sounds. We had a moment, which I actually forgot I'm not on the right account for that page. We had a moment where Miss Wonderful Akia and Mr. Torque, he doesn't actually have a first name, I don't think. He just has Mr. Torque. So that's all we're going to be calling him. They got to fly around a little bit, and Mr. Torg kneed the horse, the Pegasus that they were flying on, several times in the stomach with his kneecap. May or may not have pulled on her leg, almost pulling her off the Pegasus, until she finally strapped him in with a lovely effectively crystal seatbelt, more or less, while his arms went around her, and he's having a very fun time trying to understand whether or not he's in love with her, or if he's just fixated with her in the same way he's fixated with his bombs. He's currently testing out what his love entails at the moment. So, yeah, so do we want to look at the other duo, or do we want to look at Washi and Wally?
I mean, would it be more effective to look at Washi and Wally since the other duo is going to be coming up later?
That is true, yeah. Alright. Yeah, we can, yeah, once they get to a point where they're, like, above you guys, then we'll go back and look at them. Okay, yeah, we'll do Washi and Wally. Okay, so, Washi and Wally. So the scene here is obviously horrifying chunky man. He's very chunky, like a badly made spaghetti without meat. Yeah, we'll get to Ron probably at the end of this. playing meat. Okay, yeah, it's a very chunky, a disturbing pile of spaghetti that's floating. As unpleasant as that may sound to you, and to me, as he's there, well endowed spaghetti, endued. You mean dowd or
Endowed.
dude?
You got it right.
Oh, dowd. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a
Endowed.
U.
It was misspelled, but you did get
Okay.
it right.
But anyway, it's very well endowed spaghetti. And then Washi popped down. His hand is currently on the ground, practically engulfed by threads as they're sticking through them, essentially. Because he touched Ikea to move her. No, he grabbed the wires that were inside of Ikea, pulled them out, and then tossed his hand away. And then after that point, Corin, explain to us how you JoJo'd.
So what I then proceeded to do was, as I made direct eye contact with Jack, I reached up to my chest, grabbed onto the zipper near the nape. I think the nape is that the correct word for the neck zone?
Yeah.
I have no clue. But then I just began to pull the zipper down, opening up my entire torso before pulling it open and calling upon good old-fashioned Dollhouse, having previously high-fived him.
Yeah. So Dollhouse is quite literally climbing out of the middle of Washi, which is horrifying. Dollhouse, you still there?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And when Dollhouse climbed out, as he was climbing out, his strings themselves were basically, like, as he was climbing out, you know, on one side it looked human. The moment his head started hitting the outside of Washi, his strings had already gone through as soon as the thing opened. It was just skin peeling back and a wooden doll taking its place.
Ugh.
As his bones began to crack and you could hear things popping as one of his arms completely disappears below the elbow, and where it is a mass of high condensed string. As the strings flatten out, spin together to make an arm, and then flatten back out, constantly doing this back and forth between being an arm with very small amount of bone pieces to being nothing but string, small amount of bone, nothing but string, and it keeps doing this as the wooden jaw begins to crack apart, and like a spider mouth with a human mouth and muscle fiber inside being seen every once in a while as he talks, as his mouth basically undulates itself constantly.
Ugh.
As Dollhouse's arms aren't moving correctly either.
Mhm.
And this is all while he's coming out of Washi stomach area and standing, talking to Washi, which happened in the last episode roughly.
Yep. So you guys are now facing down Jack. He seems peeved, to say the least, as his target has now abandoned the area, and you two are effectively the only thing standing between him and getting his target back. Alright, that's about all I thought for this section. Corin, help me out here.
All right.
So,
Jack takes a look at the two of us, I guess, and see, his first response is to take a look before scoffing and saying,
"So, you found an interesting ability. Perhaps one on par with mine. Tell me, do you feel the same?"
this directed at Dollhouse.
In what way the same?
The pull, the need. Do you not feel it?
I feel a need, but is it the same as yours? I highly, highly doubt that.
Oh, unfortunate. Step aside. I will get my targets.
I can't do that. I was given permission.
I see.
Once she gives me permission, I don't stop.
Funny. I don't stop either.
At that, I guess we're rolling initiative.
yep. Feel free to do so. Jack doesn't have initiative, so I will roll for him. The rest of you guys should have your character sheets with initiatives on them. Yep. Oh, let me change your name real quick. Dollhouse. We're gonna give
Music
you.
coming on
Jesus Christ!
I ain't no slow boy.
Dang,
Well,
you
now.
guys are like,
Wow.
what the hell did you guys roll? Dang.
That
well, I rolled a nat
is
20.
the weirdest initiative rolls I have ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen someone have a nat 20 and a nat 1 in the same initiative.
Well,
Okay, yeah.
clearly we move quickly.
Yeah, he
In
seems
my
to be
case, I
focused
don't
on
have exactly the
watching you
I don't
guys.
have a perfect amount of escape maneuverability, so obviously I can't really do much in terms of movement.
Mhm.
My axe is currently, let's see, I believe I had wedged it down into the ground where Jack's currently located after having fired, yeah?
Yes.
Or did I retreat with it?
It's
Okay, my
pretty
axe
much
is
right next to him.
Okay. Let me just check what I got in my Excel spreadsheet here. Okay. Cool. I'm going to reach into my pocket, which is really just going to be an excuse for that good old pocket dimension. Get the item from inside of my, you know the whole thing, holes and zippers. But I'm pulling out, you might have read the holy oil thing, Sin?
Mm-hmm. Vaguely
In this case,
recall
I'm
that.
going to be throwing the holy oil with the purpose of rupturing the thing. Little zipper in it that kind of in its side so that it'll spill out as I yeet it right over to Jack.
Okay. What does the holy oil do exactly?
Well, the most notable thing about it is that it burns.
Oof. Okay. So
Yeah,
that would
it's a
absolutely him.
powerful accelerant, we'll say. Yeah.
That would absolutely him.
Okay. He is currently soaked in the oil. I don't have anything to ignite it at the moment, but the fact that he's coated in it might turn out to be helpful.
Cool.
Actually, I do have something that can light it if I get close enough. It's in my thieves' tools.
Getting close is a very difficult thing to do. So he's now soaked in oil. He
Next to
doesn't
the
seem to
dollhouse.
care.
Yeet.
Check.
So, Sin, you remember those stones I had in my pockets, right?
Vaguely.
So, roughly, we touched upon this in one of the earlier hero episodes. The dollhouse had some stones he used to partially transform parts of his body, like his hand and his face, that he put back in his pockets. I'm going to do a ranged attack, and the way Dollhouse does it is, you remember that thing about his mouth being kind of like a spider's mouth, except it's very
Yeah.
odd? He's going to basically extend those out,
Oh.
tie strings around them, undulate his upper half, kind of like squat his lower half somewhat, undulate his upper half upside down roughly, put all of his hands on thing, and he's basically going to railgun some of those stones at Jack through his throat.
Jesus. Where specifically are you aiming?
Technically his organs.
His organs are kind of spread out a bit.
Okay.
So
Just kind of spread out. Which organ are you aiming for? You want to take a kidney shot? Maybe try and take a shot right at his heart?
Since this point, I'm trying to see how hyper condensed everything is. We're gonna go
It's-
for a headshot.
Ooh, right through the head. Okay.
It is a pretty difficult shot given that he's actually a very small target. So if you're aiming specifically for that, we don't have a hard DC for him. But
Yep.
Sin, I guess just keep that in mind.
Yep. So just you attempt to shoot at him, and he practically just catches the thing with one of his strings and crushes it to a pulp. It's like a bunch of them just go up and just crush it into pieces as they are flying towards him. Not even close to him. Yes, I would probably say that would give somebody a +1 to some of their stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I'll good old-fashioned free action. I'm gonna tell Dollhouse this might not make a whole lot of sense, but if you've got a trinket that you can sacrifice to me, it'll help you out quite a bit during the fight.
All right. Question: can I just hand him my dog tags?
Your dog tags?
Are those important to him?
Actually, very.
Yeah. You can totally give him it.
Yeah. Okay.
You see, like, strings break off the dog tags around Dollhouse's neck, and they, like, float them up to you, roughly.
Okay. I'll take them. I'll drop them into my warehouse for safekeeping, and that's going to activate the effect of "In My Name You Pray," the ability of a pagan god. You get a +1 to all of your rolls.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You're now effectively praying to Corn. Alright, it is Jack's turn. Jack.
Okay. Jack is going to bring the majority of his body chunks together before launching a before launching a ranged attack with the main goal of piercing through Dollhouse's chest.
I'm actually going to use Dollhouse's his range attack for this, because they have pretty much the same general things. So I'm gonna roll his range attack for this. Oof.
So 21 with a 7 on damage.
Mm-hmm.
So, roughly.
God. Mm-hmm.
So would this just go through the wood and I can detach it relatively easily, but that would still damage the... Because I know he has technically some weird thing.
So, Corn, who would be most focused on, you or Wally?
Keep in mind that to him, Washi is still just pretty much... Think of him as important to Jack as Boy. At the moment, he's targeting the person who's like him. His attack was aimed directly at Dollhouse's chest, with the specific goal of impaling him through it, and then causing the wires to expand outwards in order to try and fill his chest cavity.
Oh.
Hopefully you can hear the air quotes there.
Yeah. So, the wires are coming straight for your chest, and I assume that they slam into it and then through it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the wires will expand outwards, try to grab... Basically, some of them will try to come in through the front portion, some of them busting out the back will come and try to weave back in, and then the ones that are on the inside will just start trying to find any internal organs to destroy.
Okay, so roughly what would happen in this situation, depending on how quick would you say this is, Corin?
You probably... See, from the moment of impact to the full attempts to spread out, you probably have a second-ish, which is a pretty good amount of time to react since you also have the very similar abilities to him.
Okay, so roughly this is how Dollhouse's ability works. He can detach and reattach things. And when it comes to the doll itself, in theory, due to how trained he is with this quirk, he could, again, in theory, disconnect those pieces and immediately behind them put a new set of wood. What would I need to roll to do that, though? Because he is capable of doing that, but I feel like you would want me to roll.
Speed and then dexterity. Speed to see if you can actually pull that off, and then dexterity to see whether or not you accidentally mess up some of your insides. You can absolutely pull that off. Your insides are not too happy with it, though. I'm assuming, you're basically, he hits the thing, and as the moment he hits it, you pretty much move your entire body backwards as you replace the wood that's doing that. So by doing so, you're basically shoving your entire body backwards, which is pressing all of your internal organs sharply against your insides at extreme speeds, as well as attempting to replace a bunch of the wood that's doing that, hopefully without injuring yourself. That does hurt quite a bit. You are in a lot of pain, but the wood he was holding onto is about a foot or so in front of you, as it just starts to rip the wood apart and retract back to him. It's a very uncomfortable existence.
We still going with that 7 damage, though?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, take to 5.
Okay.
We're not doing hard numbers here, but yeah. I'll follow up with numbers, take it to a 5. Yeah. So, Corian, it's your turn. You just watch Wally basically move, like, right next to you, and you just see wires in front of him just ripping wood apart piece by itsy-bitsy pace as the wires, like, wither and writhe back towards him.
You're gonna hear him audibly click his tongue before laying a hand on Dollhouse's shoulder.
Mhm.
I'm going to activate the ability Guardian Angel.
Oof.
As you hear Washi say, "You are under my protection."
As
now,
you
as
do
long
that...
as I know that the coming...
Keep going, keep going.
It'll protect him from any damage that I have forewarning of. So, for example, if I see if I know that an attack is coming to his chest, I can protect his chest, or things like that. You know, protect from explosions, as long as it's not a surprise.
Yeah. So as you do that, I want to transition over to Mr. Torque and IKEA, because this is going to be
you're
hilarious.
Yeah.
Akia, but boy,
bitch.
I will
She's
never
not
get that right.
Swedish.
you are no longer under the effects of Guardian Angel, meaning you're probably going to feel any pain of any injuries you currently hold.
So you did...
I healed them before I
Yeah,
was
you did go onto
before
your
I
thing and
wasn't
you are healing your arm. As I did say though, your healing does take a little bit and some focus. So you are trying to heal it. Your bones are slowly forming back on the Pegasus ride, but you also have Mr. Torque behind you, disrupting your focus. So
your
you're not
healing's
quite...
a bit slow thanks to the distraction.
So you're not quite finished healing it as he does the Guardian Angel, and you can just feel your broken bones moving back towards each other and realigning.
All the pain hits at once, no warning.
Yeah, I start fucking screaming my head off because that hurts like a mother.
What are we screaming at?
Oh, I just want to say, you asked me, what am I, a god? An angle?
I meant angel. I was typing with one hand. Leave me alone.
But Mr. Torque, you're
still
just having a kind of comfortable ride. Your seatbelt in place. You're holding a bomb in one hand and her track field of mountains.
A bigger bomb in the other.
And you're trying to decide whether or not you're actually invested in this girl, or if you're just really fixated with the fact that she exists, before she starts screaming her head off and flailing her arm, more or less trying to hold it in place.
No flailing, that would make it worse. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not
What are we
flailing.
screaming at?
I am completely still, and I take a moment to stop healing as I'm shaking because of how much pain I'm in. And like Mr. Torque can see her, she's visibly shaking.
You can also feel the fact that sweat is now dripping down her forehead as she is trying to restrain herself from hurting herself more.
She
listen
gathers.
here.
As she's talking, she's gonna gather a little bit of cloth that she has left, like kind of like where her sleeves are just dangling, and basically bite onto that as she continues to scream into it as she finally fixes her arm.
Bones snapping into
some help with
place.
You're hearing bones cracking. What do you think?
Yeah, you hear the
need some
bones
help with
snap into place as it moves around some of her insides, which gets another jolt of screaming from her as it starts to bind itself back into place, which is slow and exceptionally painful.
Yeah.
Do you need some help with that?
She's not answering. She is fully focused on that and is in so much pain, and she is sweating buckets at this point because of how much pain she's in.
Hey, Mr. Torque, do me a favor, roll sense.
I don't smell good right now.
More the fact that you... Okay, cool. You are currently hovering over probably, 100 feet-ish from the ground, maybe higher. Your pilot, I suppose, is currently sweating buckets, is pressing her arm against her other arm, which is stock still, screaming her head off. The horse is currently not injured below you, but isn't very happy with you. And let me roll d20 real quick, as it now has to endure more screaming. As she starts to scream, it jolts slightly, and you get to feel the jolting sensation against her back as it actually pushes arm and hear another bout of screaming. How concerned is Mr. Torque with the fact that you're this high up and he hates heights, and your plane just had turbulence?
So concerned, he's gonna fucking grab her arm and try to fix it himself.
Oh!
That is not how you do that. No.
Oh!
Do I roll in?
Yeah, roll me endurance
to see if I
real
pass
quick.
out from the pain?
Yeah, roll me endurance.
What do I roll to fix her arm?
Her arm is technically fixed at the moment. Roll me strength to see if you snap it. Because it's not fully fixed yet. There's still some hairline fractures on there. So, with a
lower than her endurance roll.
With a Herculean effort, she manages to grab your hand as you latch your hand onto hers and keep you in place so you can't re-break her already broken arm.
I am so cold right now that I am legitimately shivering and I can't control it because of how cold I am. So I feel like this is how she is.
Roll me a dexterity real quick. 0. And Yuki, actually. Both of you roll me dexterity.
Okay. Listen, if you die, I'm gonna get killed by this fucking thing.
Ooh, that's a good dexterity roll. That's a better dexterity.
That's a better one.
So he grabs your arm. As he does so, he's like, "If you're gonna die, we'll take you with me." Now, Torque, you get the option to yeet her over the horse.
Oh my god.
Because you are reaching over her left side. You're literally, like, moving your body over to the left. You're holding on to her. And you basically, because you have higher dexterity than with her, you basically get to choose if you wish to move her arm closer to her chest, or to attempt to yank her to the side using her entire body's force. And she doesn't have a seatbelt, by the way.
We rolled the exact same number. He just has a slightly higher dexterity than I do.
He does.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing he put those points in dexterity then.
So would you like to grab her side?
Yeah, you can chuck me off, is what he's saying.
Yeah, you can attempt to chunk her off if you already want to by rolling strength roll after this, because you now have the leverage to yeet her. Because she's currently in pain. Her horse is bucking itself at the moment. And you grabbed her arm and she grabbed yours, which you're 100 feet off the ground. You're very concerned about your existence at the moment. Your primal fear is taking you over, and she's screaming at you.
I'm just gonna try and keep her on the horse.
Okay.
And while she's screaming, I'm gonna like move my arms to like reach the horse and yell, "Yo, put us down! This bitch
Wait, you're
is
reaching
gonna
over
die."
the left side?
Yeah, his
The left side is the broken side.
Yeah, his left arm is on your hand. His left arm is on your hand at the moment, and he's like reaching over to grab you. His other hand is now sneaking over your waist on the right side, apparently.
Oh no.
To grab the horse and kind of yank it to say, "Hey, put us down."
It doesn't really listen to anyone but her.
Okay, can I roll? And then what do I roll to finish?
Healing.
To finish healing.
I swear to God, if this horse doesn't listen to me,
Let's go with. Oh no. As
I don't suggest tranking it in the air.
As he's persuading the horse at the moment, we'll get to that in just a moment. Roll to heal. Would that be a dex or endurance score?
For healing?
Yeah, because she's trying to
honestly, I'd
fix it.
If you want to heal something, I'm not sure that that's
Let's go with a
So then you
dex
can
and see
roll
whether or
on-
not you can concentrate enough to finish the healing before...
Drace said, "Yeet."
No, don't eat me, please, no!
wants to be...
Drace.
So
My
yeah,
character's
roll
afraid
me
of
a
heights. Maybe next
dexterity,
time.
in order to see if you can...
We should have some sort of stat that denotes magical abilities for roles pertaining directly to non-physical things.
Really should,
We
yeah.
should figure that out, like in the future, especially with the
Torque,
Dark Souls jump coming up.
you said that you were... The horse wasn't listening to you, so you said you were going to trank it?
I
he's
said if
thinking
it doesn't
about it.
listen, if it doesn't listen,
It's
I'm
not
gonna
gonna
have
listen to
to
you. It only ever listens to me.
Yeah, and her mouth is currently filled with a scrap of cloth as she is attempting to fix her broken arm underneath your arm, which is currently squeezing to keep balance. Which,
Oh, no
I'm
wonder
a-
why it's not being fixed, because he's squeezing right where it's broken, and I
Yeah.
can't put something there if his hand's there.
yeah, he's
So I'm
squeezing
gonna
because
be
he's trying to keep balance.
You're
So it's not listening at
preventing me
all
from
to you. Would you like to shoot it?
I'm gonna give it one more chance. I want, if I can roll persuasion.
Roll sense, see if you can get high enough to put the fear of God into it.
Swear to God, fear me.
Getting that one. You do have a pretty high sense. This thing will roll as well to see if it does not nose you. Nope. You have kicked it in the side. You have injured it, not actually injured it, but you have kicked it repeatedly. You have shoulder bashed it, and now you're telling it to put you down on the ground, and its master isn't saying anything. It's going to ignore
you
that you
know-
exist.
Okay, buddy. If you don't want to listen, fuck it. Emergency stop. Struggling
On
again.
your feet in the
You-
air. Oh no.
Yuki, you are so... Wait, actually, roll me a sense real quick. You are super focused on trying to
I'm
heal your
trying.
arm.
To heal.
You hear, as you're trying to heal your arm, as Mr. Torque squeezes... Roll me a strength, Mr. Torque.
Oh God. All right, where is strength? There it is. Yeet.
As he squeezes down on your hand, again, trying to keep balance for you, he thinks he's helping you to stay on the horse by squeezing your arm down to keep you in place. You hear, through your incredible amount of pain, him saying, "Emergency stop!" as he squeezes.
So he's squeezing the broken arm.
What did
which
you do?
causes even more pain to flare through her.
Yeah, yes. Do you pull out your shotgun or your
hear that.
pistol?
The fact that she heard that okay, great. She heard it. She can't do anything about it because she just went through another wave of more extreme pain because he's continuously squeezing her broken arm.
He thinks he's helping too.
So I'm gonna roll another endurance, at least for B, to see if she passes out, because when you're in that much pain, it is very likely you could pass out.
Yeah,
from the pain
we'll
if you're
both
not careful.
15, and you won't pass out. If you roll a natural one, I'm going to laugh so hard.
I like to think Mr. Torque is like, I did good. Oh no.
That is not above 15. As you hear him say, "Emergency stop!" Your vision goes cold.
Oh, if I fall off the horse, he's going with me because we're seatbelted together.
Yeah, no,
I'm
his grip on your hand is on your arm is very strong. So you start tipping over the horse, and he just squeezes your hand harder, and now he's holding you up by your broken arm.
Yeah, I'm passed out. I can't feel this anymore.
He pulls out his do you pull out your tranquilizer or do you pull out your shotgun?
Tranquilizer.
Alright, you pull out your
You
tranquilizer.
notice that she's passed out.
Unlikely. Yeah, he pulls out a tranquilizer and he shoots the horse.
Aha! I did it. Now we can. Uh-oh.
The horse gets shot by the tranquilizer. And he falls. He falls hardcore, and by falls I mean he gets about 50 feet from the ground and then disappears as he gets knocked unconscious. Roll me a endurance check if you would, both of you. I'm assuming, Torque, that you pull her on top of you.
I assume I
Yeah,
have to
I'm
roll at
gonna break her
disadvantage because
fall.
I'm unconscious.
I'm a breaker fall.
Alright, roll me endurance.
Oh!
Oh!
Do I roll at disadvantage? 'Cause I'm
You're unconscious. Roll me another one. Yeah.
Same.
You know what, that works.
As you guys are falling, Torque, like, pulls you on top of him, and you just hear... Well, actually, no, you don't hear, but Mr. Torque just kind of sees that you're sleeping peacefully, going super fast. By the way,
It's not
peacefully,
peaceful if
I
she's in
mean,
pain.
yeah, you look like someone beat you with a Mr. Sandman. As you guys are falling, you hit the ground, and Mr. Torque can feel at least several bones being broken by the impact, as all of the wind goes out of his body. Mr. Torque, roll me a 1d20.
1d20, alright.
Yep, just a normal one.
That's a lot of bones.
Let me roll d20 against that. How secure are your grenades?
Oh no!
Wait a minute. How many...
no!
Hang on. Let me first count what grenades I have. So I don't have Mr. Smoky. I have everything else.
Because you went and
And
remade
it's
them,
probably
yeah.
not as secure as we would like.
And you
to
were
because
holding
we
one
just
in your
punched-
hands when you fell.
Hey,
'Cause, like, you
just a
put-
question.
like, you
Would any
pulled out-
I just curious. Were there any professional heroes in the area watching this unicorn Pegasus creature soaring through the air? Just wondering in case there's anyone who might be in a position to save them. No.
No.
Okay.
They're over the crappy area.
You can't say I
You
didn't
know
try,
what?
guys.
Midway while falling, I'm gonna throw my grenades away.
Oh my god, you'll throw your entire bandolier.
Yeah.
You will realize at this exact moment, you like her more than your
More important than
grenades.
the grenades.
Fly free, my children. You're coming with me.
Aw. The grenades explode quite a bit away from you as glitter,
It'd
acid,
be sweet if it
smoke.
weren't also all your fault.
All electricity pops up elsewhere.
Yeah.
And you're just clencher next to you. You have probably most of your ribs are snapped by both her weight and the landing, and you're fairly certain your arm should not be moving that way.
And because I'm afraid to ask, is Akia even more broken than she was before?
You got 15 endurance. That was pretty good. Roll me endurance to see whether or not you are half awake now. You are shot. You have now woken up to the feeling of your arm having held you without any of your horse under you, feeling more broken than it was before you got on your horse. And you can hear Mr. Torg groaning under you as all of his grenades explode in the distance. And you can hear at least 3 broken ribs as he's breathing.
I can hear them. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
this pain. Ow.
So,
I'm gonna finish healing my broken arm.
You do that while I just wobble in pain. Oh.
yeah, you're
As
just gonna
soon
try
as my
heal your
arm
arm.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna heal it enough that the bone is set in place but isn't completely healed, and make a crystal cast.
I'm gonna roll 1d2 to see whether or not it's daytime or nighttime. 1 is day, 2 is night. Well, more day or night, basically. Alright, cool. It is now just in the middle of the night. It's seeped into night territory, you know. Now, is it a full moon or a not full moon? That's the question. 2 is full moon, 1 is not.
I mean,
2.
it's a 50-50 chance.
It's a
And it
full
should be
moon.
more like a 28. Okay.
Yeah, so ow, you can feel every part of your entire arm having to shift and twist itself essentially to get back into place, which is so many levels of ungodly painful. Your endurance is keeping you up, but only barely.
Okay.
I can't help but feel like maybe they're not going to make it to the battle in time.
As soon as it's set in place, I put a full cast of crystal on it, and I start trying to heal Mr. Torque.
Whew. Well, while you take over that exceptional.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the hospital? I mean, we can just teleport you over there.
Nobody fucking knows where I am. I'm in the middle of the
You have
town.
a cell phone.
You
And
do
you
have a
have your
cell
best
phone,
friend's
She
number.
is standing on my cell phone. Excuse you.
Oh yeah,
Really?
that's right. Yeah, you dropped your cell phone. Yeah, you have no communication at the moment. So you're just standing over. You're trying to
No,
heal
hang on
him.
a minute.
Mr. Torque, roll me an endurance
Torque
check.
might have a phone.
Hang on. I do have a cell phone.
Oh, you do, but you don't have A1 contacts.
Fuck are you gonna
But you
call?
do have villain contacts.
My fucking lawyer.
It depends on if Akia remembers her Sophia's number. Or
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's right.
memorized.
What am I wrong?
You know,
Roll me an
memorized.
endurance check real quick. Alright, you are pretty damn close to being unconscious as you can feel your ribs moving themselves back into place, forming basically hairline fractures along most of your ribs, and your bones start being. You're pretty sure you at least injured one internal organ, probably bruised some. Her healing is now making it better, but this kind of feels like you got hit by a truck, maybe multiple at the same
Maybe some
time.
trains.
Huh? What was that? Yuki, what was that?
No.
Maybe a few trains.
Oh yeah, just a few trains. Do you remember that you have a calculator on you by any chance? A phone on you.
A calculator, Sin.
Hush, my brain isn't working properly.
Calculator.
Mr. Torque is
just type in hello with
Mr. Torque is
Save me.
BRB, so he just passed out as you're attempting to heal him. So are you comfortable with searching his well-defined body?
It's funny.
The real
I'll
question
search
is, are
it.
you comfortable with the idea that he might wake up in the process?
I'm gonna frisk him for his phone. Give me that damn phone.
Roll me a
Give me the damn
dexterity. You are using one hand. You are in so much pain at the moment. You are having a really. Also, his clothes are really tight. Yeah, he got
Oh
new
my
ones, but he doesn't like to wear very non-fitting clothes. So his jacket is very loose. Everything else is very much so pressed. It's very nicely pressed, though. It's like a good area.
Thanks, Sin.
Damn
You're welcome.
phone.
So you start
Damn
searching,
phone.
and I don't know where his phone is, I'll be honest with you. So when he comes back, we'll see how close to the phone you get.
God, I swear, if it's in his pants pocket, I'm gonna grab something I don't want to grab.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Just don't shuffle your hand too
If
far.
if
into the
it's
pocket.
if it's in his butt pocket, his phone wouldn't
Pocket,
be.
First off, get ready to cop a deal. But secondly, and more importantly,
His
wouldn't he have
phone.
landed on it?
Yeah, if it's in his butt pocket, it's completely broken and there's no way to restore it.
So we're really hoping it's not in there. We're gonna move back to Jack here. You guys are
Sorry,
not.
Molly.
You guys are not coming back. You guys do hear a massive explosion in the distance, though. Well, not a massive one, but it's a fairly large explosion, which was kind of noticed by some heroes. So it's a possibility that they're gonna get some help, just not super quickly. They are in the rundown section of the town, after all, so might be semi-common. But yeah, they're probably gonna get some help eventually. So you guys hear kind of that noise in the distance there as you guys find Kane is you put
Kane
Guardian
just
Angel on him.
did his move. It was my move now.
Yeah, he puts Guardian Angel on Dollhouse. Dollhouse, is your turn.
Yeah. You're now immune to predictable attacks with a +1 to all of your rolls. I told you I'm a support player this round.
A supportive character.
So
I
Dollhouse,
believe in you.
Dollhouse kind of, as he's done moving back and you do that, he's back on all fours again and he's going to do another firing, though it's going to be of a wooden bolt this time, and it's going to go further into his body before getting jutted out like a missile.
Ooh la la. Slightly lower DC. You still aiming for his skull?
I'm aiming for whatever part of him that's vital.
Right now, he's currently brought his body back together, so he looks more like a writhing mass of thread than anything else. The only definitive parts of his body are his arms, legs, head, and what you're quite confident you could describe as a torso.
I'm going to do something very specific this time around. I'm going to be splitting the bolt as it leaves.
Ooh, okay.
Shrapnel shot.
That's gonna be quite a few shots. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Let me roll his speed real quick, see if he dodges some of them. Wally's
Let me know when to roll.
I'd say speed versus dex is a major thing, since dex is what's used for ranged attack.
So roll me a dex. Oh.
God damn.
Yeah, apparently being in pain, causes one.
There's a shift as Jack's entire body splits once again. Holes opening in his body as he expands, the threads making sure to shift out of the way. As all of your shots...
I should still make a range attack, though, because, again, it's still split, so...
Yeah, so do the range attack.
Oh, yeah.
I don't...
Does a 13 hit?
Nope. 13.
He's got AC like me.
Yeah.
Why am I missing everything on, the one time I'm supposed to be decent at something?
I know, right? You almost hit him, though.
There's a 14. There's a 14 hit.
Oh, 14. 14 is his DC. I don't know if that's... I think we're meet and beat for this one, I think. That sounds horrible when I say it out loud.
Right.
Yeah. Meet and beat sounds a bit off.
Alright, yeah, I think it's meet and beat, though. So,
yeah,
14 would, in fact, hit him just very... Yeah, not the most damage, I don't think.
As his body splits apart, especially thanks to that speed roll, the majority of the shrapnel end up missing, but you do note that there's a sharp intake of breath, as it seems like, and at least one point, it must have grazed up against something important, as you watch the writhing kind of pause for a second before resuming at a higher speed.
Now my question is, can he throw them back at him?
Based on the thing, none of them actually got lodged in. It's that the shot that went in...
Yeah, they went, past. Would he be able to grab them and then fling them back through himself?
Potentially, but it's not what he's going for.
Fair. Okay.
Let's see. Rather than attempting a frontal attack on someone with abilities like his, instead you watch as a fair amount of the thread that composes his legs instead seems to insert itself into the ground, almost drilling its way in, as he instead begins to float there, shards of his bits of his arms extending outwards so that he has a better stance to more easily dodge. Supporting himself largely on the threads of his arms, he hitches his body forward slightly as he seems to focus intently on maneuvering his underground legs now, rather than launching a direct attack this round.
Oof. Okay. Corn, your turn.
Okay. Gonna look at Dollhouse and say, I don't suppose you happen to have a lighter?
No. But, you see Dollhouse's, his strings kind of move around as you see his jaw kind of pop back as his blood's dripping from his mouth, because I assume at least one of his internal organs took a decent hit. No, but hand me something sparkable. I can handle this.
All right. Here. I reach into my thieves' tools. Let's see. God, do you need metal or...
Either would work. I can make it work. Whatever you have, as long as it can make a spark.
Okay. I'm gonna hand him basically some thieves' tools. A couple of lockpicks or things like that. They're small, but they can spark.
Wally, I just realized something. With Corrin's Guardian Angel ability, you, for the first time in your life, are not in pain while in Berserker mode.
Ooh, that's cool.
Which is very dangerous for you as well.
Dollhouse is okay with this though.
Okay. So he hands you some Mel.
Alright.
Obviously, I don't have attacks that I can launch here.
Yeah,
So I'm basically just going to spend all of my time doing whatever I need to make it easier on Dollhouse.
You
I
really
guess.
got nothing against Jack at the most part. If Jack goes
Yeah,
for
at best I have a
you,
gun, and my gun's gone.
yeah, your gun's under him.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to pass the turn and continue focusing on Jack.
So Dollhouses does notice the pain as you see his body like immediately shoot back up and like correct itself because again his upper torso was backwards completely. Thanks. As you see him take the thieves' tool that can make a spark, and he starts walking forward because of a unique ability of Dollhouse, or an ability of Dollhouse gets from a different jump that me and Sin agreed on a while back.
Yep.
As
The ability to strut.
The ability to walk and attack at the same time. As you see all the thieves' tool get turned very like you see them get ripped apart roughly, and Dollhouse is just making constant sparks around his body now.
Ooh, that's dangerous. Oh, he can't move, can he?
No, as Dollhouse straight up walks up in front of him, turns one of his arms to string, grabs at him, basically. I don't know if he can grab anything. Grabs roughly something wet.
So at the moment, it's going to be dex to dex to see if he can sort of, I guess, prevent a grab while you attempt to grab.
Okay. Ooh, that's not good, Dex.
Ooh, that's not good for him.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yo, come on!
Again, actually, but roughly Dollhouse is also not just making sparks on him. He's making sparks around him.
Ooh.
He's in range. They're up close. Roughly the grab is a distraction for the sparks because, assumedly, there are parts of his body that are still above ground that are covered in oil.
Oh yeah, almost his entire body is covered in oil at the moment.
Jack's response, as he sees you approaching with that, he does seem to push himself back bodily, utilizing his extended arms, and you can watch as a lot of the threads that were wet and connected to him seem to cut themselves off before going up in flame. But despite the fact that he disconnects them, you can clearly hear a choked scream as these disconnected threads go up in flame. Not just regular flame or normal flame. There is something more about whatever just went up.
What's wrong, Jackie boy? Never had somebody hurt you? As Dollhouse's mouth starts to break even more apart. You notice that, Kane, your character will notice that Dollhouse is acting very sadistic right at the moment. Because he's not actively going for the kill.
Ain't gonna care.
Yeah, Jumper moment.
Corn, roll me a sense real quick. I forgot to do this last game. Oof. Yeah, your backstory.
Remember that Jack is the only exception.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Alright, cool.
Yeah. Jack is the only person who is the exception to my character's, I don't know, crippling fear of stitches, and it's specifically because Jack is the one who gave him that fear and forced him to confront it repeatedly. He can't handle himself around Jack's victims, but Jack no longer even looks human. It's hard to see him as a stitched-up body instead of just the stitches.
Okay.
But, yeah. So, she's going to say, hurry up and kill him. We can't risk whatever he's planning next.
I'm aware.
So, Jack boy. Oh.
Yeah. Jack is going to, eye the, flames confusedly for a moment before refocusing on Dollhouse. As it is, though, he doesn't have the most ability for combat beyond his usual attacks. Dollhouse isn't quite as hard counter, but it's not a good matchup for either, As he does surge forward, his arms extending outwards to try and grab onto you in an attempt to pierce through and target any internal organs you've got. Which, of course, is going to be another dex-dex grapple.
Yep. See how bad this goes.
Wow.
And
wow.
Another 11. Oh, boy.
So can
Yeah,
I
you're
describe
going
how
to easily
Dollhouse moves out of the
power.
way?
Yeah, go for it.
You just see Dollhouse's legs bend backwards, his knees go forward, his upper arm, one of his arms actually grabs towards Jack's arm, like head. Like his string arm goes from being, a mass wad of like strings randomly going about to being an active arm as he slams his hand into Jack's chin.
Oof.
As his entire body basically contorts in random directions.
As you
Basically being
touch
below
his
Jack.
hand, as you touch his jaw, you make full contact.
Again, this is a string arm, so it's not technically there.
So is it a punch coming in from like technically below, like an uppercut?
Kind of. Think about Dollhouse's upper torso, what he did earlier, but to an extreme amount, and the motion of Dollhouse basically, because he doesn't have because his arm, bone and all, from the shoulder down, from the elbow down, is gone because it all gets turned into strings due to Dollhouse's backstory reasons of why his quirk is so dangerous to him. Basically, a string arm just gave him a kind of a palm strike to the chin.
Jack's head jerks backwards before seemingly almost disconnecting, chunks of threads keeping it bound together as it rolls back through the air away from the body, as you can hear a very loud grunt of pain as you impact against it, as the head then slams into the ground. The body itself seems to shudder for a moment before trying to pull itself back away from you. But of course, see, my character gets the chance to move in with what?
It is
the question.
So his wires at the moment would be like kind of more or less around Dollhouse, but not behind, and slowly pulling back right now.
It's pulling Jack away from Dollhouse. The goal is to put distance between the two of them now.
Okay,
and
cool.
I'm gonna have to roll sense to see if I can see what's coming up. Oh, good. My superhuman senses and the elements of the 200 CP perk that I have in addition, Sin, you might know recognize that one. I am able to hear that Jack's legs are going to come up from the ground soon. So I'm just gonna freaking shout, dodge.
Gotcha. As Dollhouse does something unique to, well, not really unique to Berserker, but more consistently due to the higher amount of string connections. Dollhouse's entire body goes high into the air, as you see basically a web of high amounts of string everywhere, connecting from different trees, the ground itself, back to Dollhouse, as his corpse almost looking, cracks back to being normal as the arms and the legs are just dangling, as his head is like constantly undulating back and forth because, again, all of his bones are dislocated currently. As he's now sitting in the air, as you continue to see Dollhouse's strings cause sparks randomly throughout the area, as Dollhouse is going to point one very simple string towards his heart and fire it, almost like basically have a single string acting like a bullet.
Okay. See, since ranged attack is dex, it'll be a dex to see if he can avoid a shot through the heart.
Shot through the heart.
Don't sing it. Damn it. That's too slow.
Oh.
Well, it pierces right through the heart as the remainder of the threads attempts to swarm inwards and prevent you from wiggling.
Which are now slowly starting to creep up your wire as well.
Yeah. He tries to basically form a big ball and more or less locks the entire thread in place to prevent you from moving it, as you can feel the heart continuing to pulse and squeeze and crush around.
Could he snap Dollhouse's wire?
It would, theory. But Dollhouse can also make...
It's possible, but I'm not sure that this is a position where where anyone can really get rid of the other's wire.
That is true.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, do you want me to roll a range just to see the possible damage?
Oh, yeah. Decent amount of damage, as your wire is inside of his heart...
Technically 5, +1 on all.
Oh, yeah, +5. So as your wire is inside of his heart, and he looks legitimately hurt by this, you do notice that he's keeping your wire in place, and more wires are starting to flow up your wire. like a horde of wires are going up your single string towards you.
You see Dollhouse's like mouth kind of crack apart.
Mhm.
As you see Dollhouse kind of grab onto the string, you notice he's moving very odd as well. Like again, he's moving very marionette-like. As you see his mouth cut the wire in two. He will willingly sacrifice parts of his skin for survival.
Yeesh. So the wire goes taut as his wires follow
Jack
it.
will pull his, Jack will retreat his entire attack. You said you cut the wire that's connecting to the heart? Is that what I heard?
Yep. And there's now just a thin razor sharp wire in there that's slowly going taut.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's gonna pull the entire thing back, the large wad of his own wire towards himself, towards his body and his towards his head. As he does not look comfortable as he rips out the wire that had gone through the heart, continuing to squeeze and manipulate the large ball in order to keep facilitating blood flow, quote unquote.
What's wrong, Jackie boy? Aren't you supposed to be like me? As Dollhouse's head, his torso cracks upside down. Come on, aren't you going to marionette?
Clearly, our abilities aren't quite the same.
I would never be something so lowly.
That doesn't mean I can't still achieve my goals. What you want is to get rid of me, isn't it?
What I want is to entertain her. But you won't understand.
I don't need to pay attention to such things. I have my targets. Catch me if you can, Dollhouse.
He's going to rip open the ground using his threads and try and escape.
Okay.
What is that? Speed?
I'm assuming you're gonna try and do something. Yeah, it'll be a speed roll for his attempt to escape. 14.
It's not that bad.
Can I speed him as well? Since
I
went there.
think
And I
speed
do
would be
have
to try to catch him. Yeah.
Oof.
Sadly, I'm a bit too high.
You're not gonna be able to catch up to him. But On raises a good point. He is digging a straight line hole. You can make that attempt.
I will
It'd be
try
a ranged attack roll. All right. You have to roll at least a 13 thanks to our bonus.
Okay.
But that's a pretty high likelihood with your +6. That's
that
you've
means
got
nothing.
a greater than 60% chance of hit.
Oh!
God damn it, you're right.
That means nothing.
Okay,
Oh no!
okay, Claw goes. Why?
That's a really good thing there's no one else in front of them.
Ooh, can I do something though?
Jack is
Sure.
escaping.
Yeah.
Potentially, there's one other thing that my character can do, and I don't want to do it. So
I
do
have
whatever you have.
an idea. So the moment it goes wide, can I roll a dex to basically sling it back towards him from the off angle? Because again, my wires are everywhere currently.
Considering the way the Pokeballs seem to work, if you did that, you may open on yourself.
I'm
There's a
willing to
risk you
take
might
that.
kill yourself.
That is one hell of a risk. I don't even know how to roll for that.
Okay,
That's
so
the
it sounds to
thing.
me like it's going to be a dex roll. 15 or above is a success, 5 or below is a fail, and in between is it does basically nothing. Just don't roll below 5 again.
Oh my god!
And that's in terms of not like actual. That's without including your dexterity bonus, which I guess it'd be.
No, that is
if your
included
total
dex
number
bonus.
is 10 or below. That's bad.
You got
We'll
5.
determine it. 11. Oh god.
11.
Well, you didn't die.
You did
You
manage
do
to
not
hit,
trigger it on yourself.
but because of the air angle and the fact that he saw the Pokeball going wide, it goes again wide because he changes his positioning as it goes past him. Whatever it may be that's following him, he doesn't want to be on the end of, especially since your wire almost killed him. So he manages to actually dodge it. It hits a tree. Doesn't do anything to the tree, but it goes into the tree from how hard it was flying. And yeah, Mr. Jack potentially escaped. Corn.
I don't want to do this.
There's only one thing you guys can do now, and that's if Corn teleports.
just gonna say very, very calmly, sorry about this, man. Not much choice else. I'm gonna teleport into, and I do mean into, Jack. My goal is I'm going to then teleport back in front of Berserk Dollhouse with, Jack in tow. Whatever he freaking attacks my body with does not matter as much. I am getting Dollhouse that one perfect, clean shot at point blank.
You see him teleport into Jack's body, and you see Jack going crazy on his body. Okay, he just jumped into a pit of wires that are now flailing at like Mach 2. He is being torn.
I would like to use put your back into it.
Okay.
Gah.
You know how like Dollhouse isn't emotional of any kind? You see his neck crack backwards, and his normal arm. You see spikes begin to form on his knuckle. As the arm shoots backwards, you can hear a bone snap or two, and it flies forwards.
You cannot miss this. But you also can't miss Corn.
Dollhouse doesn't hesitate.
Oof. Corn, describe this in your most heart-wrenching ability. I want people to be hurt by this.
So you're launching the attack, and it's gonna go through the both of us.
Dollhouse is aiming for his skull in the end, but he will tear through everything, you included right now, to do that.
Oh no.
He's putting everything into this attack. That means every bit of string he has is being taut, sharp as a nail. He made knuckles, spikes on his knuckles, and his wires are going as crazy as Jack's because he knows that you weren't surviving this regardless.
Oh.
Washi holds Jack's head near his torso to make sure that there's no room for him to move. We're pulling a Piccolo here, guys, because
Washi
the first
is
thing that you get
being
through
torn.
is the target. The second thing you get through is everything behind the target.
Washi's body is quite literally being ripped apart at the seams. His insides
you ever heard
are
what
becoming...
it sounds like? Like, I want you to imagine the sound that that would be made if you put wet tissue paper through a shredder. He doesn't feel so good. Everything goes through all at once. There's not enough anything for resistance to be there. Except... Wait, I'm holding him close to my chest. My torso is facing... Sin, what was the last zipper that I opened?
I don't recall.
The last zipper I opened was through my own torso. Jack is going to get shot clean through. His head is going to go through as well, through the hole in my chest. Jack's head is completely obliterated, but I at least won't take damage from Dollhouse's attack.
Yeah.
The threads are already in my character's body. They are wreaking havoc, tearing it apart.
Your insides are becoming liquid
are
right
obliterating everything. It's getting shredded bad. But
Wally's attack didn't kill you.
There might be yeah. Technically, Dollhouse never hurt me. And I don't know if that's going to help anything about the other jumper. But Dollhouse never dealt a point of damage to me.
Yeah, as your stuff goes all the way through, Jack's head is crushed like a can that was put into a supernova. There ain't nothing left of that head. The wires are still flailing quite a bit at the moment, and since Washi's in the middle of them, it's just ripping through his body. Like, his arms is like, he can't even make enough portals to do anything about it. He didn't even try. As his insides are being torn apart, his arms are being torn apart, his legs, his face is being ripped apart at the seams. Although not inside of his skull yet.
There's... It doesn't... I will say, it isn't... It tears apart muscle structures. Bones are ripped apart and crushed. But... remember how many bonuses I have going for me? The Heal Ribbon, the Aura Ribbon, even War Beast. And yes, I'm going to reveal that now, because when am I going to reveal it if not now?
That is true.
So, my character is still alive, but just a little bit longer.
You are on death's door. There is very little that can keep you alive right now. But as Jack dies, your body is laying on the floor, on the path of grass, bleeding heavily. I mean, blood is just squirting out of your body practically at this point, as the wires seem to almost disintegrate. You are barely holding on to life. Your existence is barely holding on. You're in ungodly amounts of pain. Your insides feel like they're no longer your insides, but just goo. You are
Gonna
so
look to Dollhouse. You're a jumper.
Yeah.
Can you
No.
find the guy that killed me way back when?
I know who he is. I know of
Tell him
him.
thanks.
Where are you from?
A world that's already long gone. I guess I'm going back there now.
Hey, at least you can do some good, kid.
Well,
Hey, Washi.
thanks. Yeah?
I knew who you were in this world, but I didn't know you were a jumper. You are more of a hero than I think most heroes can be. And I'm not a normal jumper. You're about to be long gone, so it doesn't really matter. You could have let me die. It doesn't... Damn it, it doesn't matter.
Good luck out there.
You
Save
too.
some folks for me, yeah? Later,
I'll
bud.
try, kid. Happy graduation, Washi.
Oh!
Oh my fuck.
Dollhouse, I assume, just watches. His face goes back to normal. His hair is all over the place. He's got a brand new scar running from his upper eye all the way down to his foot in one consecutive line. Dollhouse takes that purple coat of his and lays it over Washi's body as he just sits there. Hey. Hey, Jump.
Yeah.
What is this?
Sorrow. Something that is not often felt by things
But-
like us.
Not human. I don't get it.
It's a feeling you get when someone close to you stops existing in the same plane. You may never truly understand, but
Oh. Am I...
you at least got a portion of it.
How can humans deal with this? Did I do good?
Took out the target. That's good enough.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. As Dollhouse pulls out his phone. Hey. We killed him.
Who are you calling exactly, Ron?
I'm calling just anyone. Dollhouse just pulls up his phone and calls the first number that shows up.
Probably be the principal then. Be like, you okay, Dollhouse?
Sir, I failed. I lost a student.
We will,
Just send someone, please. I can't move. All my bones are still dislocated. I had to go. Take Washi's name and promote him to hero, please. As one last courtesy.
Yeah. I'll send, oh, what was her name? I'll send Akari over.
Thanks.
She'll take care of you. Yeah.
Talk to you later.
As they hang up.
Dollhouse. Yep, hangs up, closes the phone, and just sits there. He doesn't say anything else. His strings kind of, the rest of the strings kind of start to relocate bones as he just stares at it.
Now, to the best of your knowledge, as you have seen some things that Jump does, for some people, Jump will take them before they actually do die, just to have a little bit more fun. She didn't do that with him. And as your weird jumper self knows, he's dead. And she left him dead. And honestly, you're kind of surprised by that because she doesn't give that courtesy to most people. Not even you.
Dollhouse stands up. To the doll in his game. Thank you, sir, for playing. As Dollhouse's broken body stands itself up to bow before a corpse. To the box I go.
His guardian angel fades away from you, and you can feel everything now.
Dollhouse doesn't let it get to him. He's the doll. He is the thing. He forgot that for a minute what he was supposed to be doing, and it got somebody killed. So he's not going to let it get to him. As much agony he's in, he's just standing there bowing before a corpse, spewing random lines that to others would make no sense. To Dollhouse make perfect sense, such as the doll in his box, the marionette's parade. To her go the victors, and home go the spoils.
Yep.
As he finishes that, and just stands there motionless.
Waiting for pickup. Then we look to them. Now, I did get confirmation from Zero. His phone was indeed in his pants pocket. So
I did write down it's also a hardened cell phones, if that means anything.
You landed on it from 50, 70 some feet up. It could be made of steel and you would have crushed it.
You know, that's fine.
Yeah.
I have buns of steel.
You can both hear the fighting stop in the distance. Obviously, there were some sounds they made from trees being broken to, stuff like that, which you did, but the sounds completely stop. And you see in the far distance, your teacher, the octopus lady, pretty much just jumping from building to building almost. You see her in the distance as she is practically gliding across the sky, yeeting herself with as much force as possible, which is not a good sign. She has a couple other heroes with her as well, ones you don't recognize. Something happened, and something bad happened.
Hey, Akia, I think I'm seeing some sheep.
Are they jumping to, are they in a spot where she'd easily be able to see them out of her peripheral vision because she's wholly focused on healing Mr. Torque right now? in order to try
No.
and fix his bone.
You would not be able to see her at the distance, but Torque can see her as he's like looking, out in the distance as you're healing him, since he doesn't really have much else to do and trying to distract himself.
Mrs. Torque kind of like looks to Akia, and he kind of like puts his hand on her hand. Hey, go save your friend, all right? Or whatever. I'm just gonna lie here for a bit. Yeah.
You can tell he's in ungodly amounts of pain. His bones have barely moved back into the position they need to be, so they're not injuring. All of his internal organs are now bruised, but no longer bleeding or anything like that. So he's technically in leavable condition, and he'll heal. But oh boy.
She doesn't know what's going on, but she's heard the fighting stop.
Mm-hmm.
And hearing that fighting stop, it makes her pause for a minute, and she doesn't know whether that's good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
And since she's so wholly focused on trying to heal Mr. Torque, nothing else is running through her mind right now other than healing.
Mm-hmm.
Since she has to focus on that to fix him. And so I don't even think she registers the fact that he's talking to her, other than the fact that he is slightly moving as she's trying to heal him.
Yeah. You're also trying to focus on him through the pain in your arm, which is throbbing. So Torque, if you want, you can try to shake her. Or grab her broken arm.
But you can see completely focused on
I did say that I grabbed her hand.
Oh, yeah. So you grab her hand, and she doesn't seem to be focusing on, like, anything. Her eyes are kind of, like, glossed over almost, as she is focused dead center on your chest. And you're not seeming to get through to her. You go boop her on the nose?
Boop.
I don't think that does anything, because she's fighting through pain and healing.
I'll continue to do so until you...
roll me a sense real quick.
Boop, 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 boop.
You can definitely feel it, and as he continuously boops, it starts to get annoying, which starts to kind of break your concentration almost.
I try to I unfocus a slight bit, and then I try to focus back in harder, tuning out any sensation that I could feel on my skin, and wholly focusing on what I am doing, and even trying to tune out the pain. I don't know what kind of role that would be to tune out the pain to focus solely on healing. Okay.
Trying to focus purely on. Oh, it's getting to you. You literally just woke up from being knocked unconscious by the pain. You are
She's barely staying awake.
Yeah, the only thing that is keeping you awake right now is you healing him, and you start to wobble a lot too as he starts to poke you. Torque, you notice this immediately as she starts to wobble. She looks like she is about to hit the ground. She is
but you're
not
not in
listening
much
to you.
better shape. You're barely awake right now, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is Mr. Torque.
Pain is but an inconvenience for him most of the time. You are able to breathe relatively easily now. It's very painful, but...
Alright then, I'll let you heal me.
Yeah, you lean back as she starts to heal you. She more or less finishes healing you after a rather couple of minutes before just passing out and slamming her head on your chest frame.
Goodness.
He kind of like breathes for a second, looks to her, and he's like, at least ask me out for dinner first. And he's gonna like gently move her to the side and try to stand up.
Roll me endurance.
You're gonna knock yourself out trying to stand up.
You know what? It's Mr. Torque, by the way.
Roll me endurance. Alright, you are able to stand. You are very You're wobbling very heavily. Your head is swimming. It feels like your stomach's about to come up, and it feels like it's also punching you in the gut. But you are standing. You have a headache that is beating a god right now. But you are standing.
Alright. Oh, never do that again, Torky boy. Akia, that was your name, right? Seems so dead set to go and save those friends of yours. I'm half tempted to just take you there myself. But then again,
You do have your
that
job.
arm ain't gonna heal itself.
Yeah. You also have your job to do.
Furthermore, I do have my job, and quite honestly... Oh, decisions. Mr. Oh, wait, I threw my babies away. Fuck! You know what? What do you think, Akia? He kind of like moves her head. You should take me to the hospital. You know what? That sounds like a good idea.
You're a villain going to the hospital?
But
Thankfully, he has none of his bombs on him, so technically he would be unrecognizable, and he can't blow anything up while he's holding you, and has no bombs, so...
you know what? That's a good idea, Akia. You're gonna try and pick her up now.
Won't be a strength.
If this kills him, he's gonna muscle through the pain.
Wow, you are in fact able to pick her up. It is a very, very slow journey. As your head is swimming, your heart is pumping, your lungs are barely working, your ribs are still cracked.
He's just fucking bridal style holding her. He's like, oh my god. I don't know if you're heavy or it's my fucking ribs that are broken. Ugh.
Good god. You slowly start making your way over to the nearest hospital, which is quite a bit away. And it's also the hospital that you know the best, because you've been there twice.
Oh, the hospital I threatened. Yay.
Yeah. Oh, you
Wait,
would
Mr.
recognize...
Torque know? Okay, wait.
Who?
Would Mr. Torque, if... I don't know. I'll text him and see if he wants to do that, because it's his character.
You were, in fact, recognized at that place, because you did threaten to blow up that area. You could walk further, if you wanted to, or you could go to that hospital. Would you like to go to that one, or would you like to go to the one past it, nearer to Mugen?
I don't think these guys will oppose of me carrying a poor girl. They may think I would have... He's just looking at the hospital. And then he looks to, like, where the villain's base is.
It is much closer.
Villain, hospital. Villain, hospital. Villain, hospital. What do you think, Akia? Go to the closest! Oh yeah, good idea. Go into the villains.
You just start walking. It's a much less of a journey, but not much less painful.
You're much more heavier than my kids.
Alright. So Ronnie boy, let me move out you. You guys can go
Holy
there.
shit, it's about fucking time. God damn, why you all killing everybody over here? What the fuck, man? Come on. Everybody dying on me left and right. Come on,
I
my
know,
guy's
right?
trying. We're trying to stop him from becoming depressed. But if he finds out that his not so new friends, but are actually new friends, are dead now, he's gonna be fucking depressed.
Yeah. So you see Dollhouse
Hey,
crawling through a
Can I just say
hole.
something?
Huh?
Sorry, can I just say something?
Yeah.
I think I'm the reason he died, because if I didn't tranquilize the horse, we would have got there for her to heal.
Yeah, legitimately, she could have healed Washi to some degree, at least.
At least kept him alive long enough for everyone to get.
Yeah,
there.
because it was a full moon, and it was nighttime, full moon. If you guys managed to find her a pool, essentially, in probably less than 5 minutes, he could technically be alive.
So I unintentionally became the reason my hero died. That's
So
a
technically,
great
so really, Zero, you have
Well,
completed your mission.
So I
You
have
killed
now
the hero.
returned.
Hi.
I will
Yeah,
say, if this is about what I think it is worth noting those were mortal injuries.
oh, that's true. Well, if
Healing
Ah.
explicitly states it cannot heal mortal injuries.
that's true,
But will they know
It's the
that?
only
is the problem.
qualifier.
if
Goodness.
IKEA learns of this, it'll be whether or not she knows it.
IKEA, Akia.
Akia. If Akia
Do you
learns
have spirit
learns
water
of his
with you?
death, then maybe she's gonna do that weird spiral pattern. Even with spirit water, if you got there with spirit water, put them into a thing under the full moon at your highest point of power with
Yeah.
pure
So
unfocus, with no
I'm
pain.
gonna tell you guys,
Hmm?
whatever you do, don't actually tell Ron that it was that technically in reality it was
Mr. Torque.
Jack that killed him.
Mhm.
But yeah, but like he finds that out. He's gonna go on a one-man crusade to find him and legit kill him because he is done with his shit.
Good
Wait.
God.
Frick.
Hmm?
Jack didn't die?
Oh no, Jack died hardcore. Jack's head
Oh,
he did
practically
die?
exploded.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Jack
good.
is dead through and through. His entire
I
brain has been
forgot.
obliterated.
Yeah.
Goodness, I would
There's-
like be so sad if
Mhm.
Cole-
Rest, rest in hell, Mac the Mitcher.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, Ron, you just saw Wally go through a hole essentially in like existence, and you hear some debate between like Corin or something saying everything like that. Oh, Corin, why do you need to do this? Anyways,
Because he wants to twist the blade. I love this man.
I hate you. So we're gonna get to that once we're done with Ron's section here. So Ron, you do that. Wally tells you, be a hero Buck wants you to be, right? And so I'm very certain you're trying to take care of the kid at the moment.
Yeah, he's kind of standing there looking at where he vanished, mulling that over in his head. Like, first of all, he's like, how the hell does he know Buck? And second of all, he's kind of just, those words are constantly ringing through his mind as he looks down at the little girl who's terrified.
And she's muttering the same name over and over again. Lilium, 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 Lilium.
So, like, at first he was in his, like, his hero suit, so, like, he goes down to her. He's like, hey.
She looks up at you.
Don't worry. Whoever William is, I'll help you find him. I'm a hero after all.
He's my brother. I need to go find him.
All right then. Where did you last see William?
At the other park. I left him.
Yeah, on the other side of town, huh?
At this point in time, you also see Sophia pop up inside of the tent. Basically, I'm gonna move you guys up here.
Yeah.
She was captured. So yeah, boop.
I'm technically invisible, but I'm holding Ko's body.
Oh yeah, I thought you put Ko in the hospital.
No, well, wait. Because
That's why-
I had to go.
Yeah, that's why it
Yeah.
took you a little bit to get back.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, okay. Then I'm not invisible anymore.
Yeah. So she pops up through a portal in the ground, which bit of a shock to you, but the girl doesn't even seem to notice. You need to go find my brother.
Wait, you're that one that the other girl's always hanging around, right?
Yes.
Well, I have no idea what to do now, but I need to go find this. I need to help this girl find her brother. And how did you do that teleporter thingy?
え
Hey, listen. Ron gets over and I'm guessing she's pretty small too, like the little girl.
Well, she's malnourished, so
Yeah.
think bone and skins.
Well, I mean, like, small as in child-sized.
Probably
Sure.
like half a foot shorter than you,
oh.
I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
So he
Not too
kind of, like, kneels down as well, so he can be, like, technically lower than her, so she can kind of feel a little,
Mhm.
not as intimidated. Hey, listen, I'm not gonna hurt you. I just need to know how were you able to do that? Because I need to get over to the other park on the other side of town to help her find her brother.
It. I can do it again. Yeah, we can go.
Think you can help me and her get over there? And it might be best if you join us because I really look until we can find your friend. I guess I'm the best bet to keep you safe. You seem pretty not to be mean or anything, but you seem kind of weak for your own good. Aside from the horrible monster and stuff, but
She gives you a wince look at that.
Horrible.
Horrible, huh?
Hey, look,
It's
he's
okay.
trying his best, okay?
Yeah, that's fair.
She'll kind of wince at his words, but still give a trying smile and say, "It's okay. I've heard worse. I'm not offended. Yeah, I can help find them. I haven't seen any kids though, so it'll probably be difficult."
Well, I'm pretty sure he looks over to her. You'll know exactly where to find William once we get there, right?
She nods. Now, Megan, your ability can only go more or less as far as you see, so it's actually a series of teleport jumps that you'll be making on the way there.
I can, if I have a picture of the other park, which if I have a picture of this park, then I'll be able to just use that picture and go.
And she was over at that other park, so
She was, but her powers don't go by what she has seen. She has two powers. One is making a portal as far as she can see, and the other one is burning a photograph, which
well, either way, we can use she can go as far as she can see. So
Sin, if you don't want me to have a photograph and instantly teleport there, sure, we'll just go ahead and take baby leaps all the way there.
Well, I'll just say you already had a picture of the other one.
Actually, I have an alternative.
Oh.
So
your motorcycle?
No, not exactly.
Oh.
So I'm pretty sure Sophia explains how her teleportation abilities work. How she either needs a picture or she can make a teleport as far as she can see.
Right, but then she'd also kind of emphasize that nobody at school knows I can do this, so...
No problem. I'll keep it on the down low. But as far as you can see, I have an idea. Both of you follow me. As Ron, because it's still technically a doorway, opens the flaps of the tent into his warehouse.
Do you have?
I'm looks at it thinking to her, do you have? Wait, I think I've seen this before, right? Because it's her memories and stuff.
Don't try to think too hard on it. Let's just say it's a special gift I got from a friend.
So technically there is no keyhole for you to put into, but you can close the flaps and then basically shove your key through it and then turn it, and that effectively kind of sort of makes it a door in a way.
Technically the point, that's still kind of how it works. So so he does that and he opens it up. Now both of you come on inside. I have a little bit of things to do, and since we have established that when they are inside, time effectively freezes outside.
It does in some cases. If you are outside of an area, if you bring all the people with you, it kind of does. But if there's other jumpers in the world, then their time continues in a way. Jumpers are really weird with time.
That's gonna be weird. Since,
it's a real weird thing with time in this game.
So Ron, so he brings them into his warehouse, and he goes over to a sort of workstation he has. He sets his armor back into its normal
mode.
Necklace stuff. Into his necklace mode. He takes it off and he starts fiddling with it for a bit. How much do I have to roll to add a jump pack to my armor? Basically making it where I can jump high into the air. She can set a portal as far as she can see at that point, and then we can go there.
Roll me Dex.
A Dex. There we go. Ooh. Okay, that would actually make a lot of sense.
You attempt
like,
to start fiddling with it, but A, you're not entirely sure how much time the kid has. B, you have people watching you, which is kind of uncomfortable for you. And C,
And
you've never
also,
really
I'm
played
working
with tech.
and also, I'm working with bullshitium, so it's bullshit depending on if it wants to work with me or not.
You've never really worked with a jetpack before, and
Well, it wasn't a jetpack; it was a jump pack, which
Oh,
basically
yeah,
is like
jump pack.
a burst of energy at one point to like rocket him into the air, and then kind of use it to like kind of hover back down in a slow fall descent.
Your best bet at the moment would be to jump. You can jump really high, but.
Does she see what you're trying to do? At least like add whatever to your boots or something.
Well, the thing is though, he's doing it. He's messing with it while it's in its necklace form. So you just see him like using some little laser point thingers. Basically, you see him shooting it with lasers, and you're like, what?
Yeah, it looks real weird to you as he starts fiddling around with it.
He realizes that. Okay, well, unfortunately, that idea is gonna have to not be useful. But he writes on a a whiteboard the idea of jump pack.
Oh. She's gonna speak up
for later.
Yeah.
She speaks up and say, "Oh, I can get us up in the air. I don't know exactly what you were thinking, but
well, if from what you said, your teleporting abilities work on sight. If we get you high enough into the air, you can see to where you can see the other park. You can just make a teleporter there instantly.
That's a good idea. I can teleport us into the sky, and then we can go from there."
He slowly turns to look at you.
She waves her arm in that really anime-esque, like frantic look. She's like, "I didn't know what you were doing. I didn't know."
Look, all right, it's kind of my fault for overthinking things, but I was trying to think, hey, how can I help you? But then you're like, hey, I could just make a portal in the sky, and
She sees how you're berating yourself, and she's just like, no. She's waving her hands. I wanted to see what you could do. I wasn't gonna take.
He just gives you head pats as he's like, it's okay, you can calm down, all right? Don't worry about it. Oh, also, I forgot to I need to ask Sin, do I have anyone currently stashed away in my warehouse right now?
Currently no. You could have sworn, like you as a character, could have sworn that you had one more status pod with someone inside of it from back in Ruby, but it's not
true,
there.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm like, I was like, in his mind, he's like, wait a minute. So you just see Ron. Sophia just sees Ron look at like a bunch of pods, and he's like kind of like counting them out, and he keeps doing it over like about 2 more times, and he scratches his head. I could have just forgotten. Never mind. Well, let's get going then. Come on. Oh, what's your name? What's your name, by the way?
Sophia.
I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, no, that face. Oh, isn't it Lily?
So
isn't it Tina?
Yeah, she
Her name is Tina?
She looks up and is like, I'm Tina.
Ron, you have no sense of tact.
I know.
Well, no. The point is that it was supposed. I should have clarified that he looks over at the little girl and asks who she is.
Okay.
That is my
Barely
fault.
saved
That's my
yourself
bad.
there. Barely.
My bad. So none of that actually happened then.
Yeah, she looks up at you and she's like, I'm Tina.
Well, Tina, you ready to travel superhero style? I'm gonna take that as a yes. He puts the necklace on and he kind of does the Wakanda Forever motion as his armor comes back on. Now, I don't want you to tell anyone how you've seen me without my armor, okay? Superhero secrets and all.
Okay. She gives you a very quizzical look. Can we just go get my brother now?
Yeah, that's where we're heading to now. As he picks her up and he's just like carrying her. Now, trust me, you're gonna want to hold on to me for this one then, because apparently we're gonna be falling for a while. As he walks out of his thing, going out of the tent as well when he leaves.
Yeah, she's like perpetual falling, but it's not as bad as it sounds.
Yeah, it's a very weird feeling, but you guys are managing to fall and more or less move through portals. As
So I
you
think
guys,
that's so interesting how she'll make it like a portal right below their feet, and then it'll be like thousands of feet up in the air, and they
Beautiful.
keep perpetually falling.
As you guys are going, you guys do see in the distance, well, you don't really see it. You more, well, Ron feels Tina punching him in the chest. It's like, that's my brother, as she points down in the distance. Just absolutely no hiding is done by this man as he's running through the streets. It looks like Porcupine with another blonde boy as he's carrying. As she like legitimately punches Ron in the side, like in the ribs to get his attention.
And he's wearing his armor.
Yeah.
Good thing
It was not a gentle nose.
Goodness
okay,
gracious.
over there. Let's go.
All right. With her eagle eyes, she'll go ahead and teleport them right in front of the dude.
Nice. We will get to that, which I'm just going to use the same map for because I can. Mostly in the opposite direction, but yeah. You also do see, although it's a little bit harder to see, yeah, a man holding what kind of looked to be unconscious Akia, but it's only for like a brief glimmer of a second before they pass through another house, and then you get nosed by those. But we'll get to
the
that.
heroes, they said. She said it would be fun. She said.
We'll get to that in next episode tomorrow at 7 p.m. PST. Now, because of horrifying sadness. Oh,
So
good.
I wasn't planning for Sophia to come along, but now Sophia's coming along, and she's gonna have to worry about her, like the fact that I'm pretty sure she's still scared of the vigilante, the blue bomber.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like he's got to deal with the little girl. He's got to deal with Sophia as well. Really testing him.
Yep. So as you guys land directly in front of him, right before we get to the epilogue bit, this is gonna be really fun. So
yeah, where even is he right now? I'm wondering.
Yes. Oh yeah, that is interesting. Okay, so as you land directly in front of him, which we're actually gonna move up. There's a lot of cars on the bottom. Well, we're gonna say there's absolutely no hiding that he's doing. So we're gonna say
we can even go out on top of a car. Like we just portal from the car.
Why? How do I not have a picture of Porcupine Boy? I thought I put one in. Yes, last week.
Of a portal?
No, Porky Boy. Well, I'm gonna have you guys in front of him and just we're gonna pretend he's there. I'll put him in next time. Whoops, wrong one.
Yeah, that's IKEA.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so you're right there, and Ronnie Boy's right there, and he's directly in front of you.
Yep.
I'll have to get that picture next time. But as you guys teleport directly in front of him, which, do I have a Lillian picture, actually? Nope.
Yeah, you did, right?
I did, but that was on the other
did.
account. Yeah, I have two accounts, one for heroes, one for villains. So we just don't pretend that both of them are right there.
Well, whenever we get to the
yeah.
Whenever we get to the next episode, or the next crossover episode, then you'll be easily able to fix it up. So let's just hang on. I got you. Hold up.
Yep. You just don't make pictures. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
So we also have that kid right there. So he's standing there with her as you guys and me walk forwards. Do you guys say anything?
Halt in the name of the law. I don't fucking know.
I mean, does he have like the child?
Yeah, he's holding William very obviously. He's not even trying to be subtle with this. He's just rushing towards direction.
So the way I see it, she puts a teleporter on the ground and then one underneath them. So whenever they go down the portal, as they come into the air, they come up from the floor and then land softly. So Ron's dynamic entry activates as he points dramatically, holding the other child. Is like, "You sir, drop that child."
Now, interesting note. Somebody else also has dynamic entry, and she's going to be just as dynamic as you.
Oh crap! Yeah.
Am I going to describe it?
Yeah.
I
I don't have the picture for her yet, so we're still don't use this one.
Yeah, it's a it's a whole thing. We've been using her in place of it. Actually, she's going to be landing there.
All right.
On the car.
So you can hear an incredibly loud, bellowing shout as a shadow casts over the bunch of you as someone seems to be falling from a considerable distance. Before impacting heavily against the car, the entire thing cratering downwards as she slowly begins to stand to her imposing over 6-foot height, only all the larger while standing on the wreckage of it, hefting her massive warhammer.
No.
Step
Who do I
on
think
the
it is?
mummy.
Wait.
Tanya looks to the side and
Oh fuck
spots
no.
the three of you.
You better not recognize
Huh.
me, or I swear to God.
No,
You're,
but
you're a different character, so she won't recognize you.
Yeah.
But Ron, on the other hand, she met him just recently,
So
and she knows
now
who
he
is.
remembers, and he's like, hang on. He's about to say, but he like quickly covers the little girl's ears. Shit.
Now, interesting
Here
note,
we go again.
she knows the villain's mission.
Who? Oh, she does?
Yeah,
Tanya.
she knows their mission. She
Is she
knows
a
who
villain?
failed the mission.
Oh no, she's a villain.
That, well, yeah, your character thought she was nice, actually. Your character thought she's helping you. You might think
No.
she's helping you, because she helped
He's
you
like,
earlier.
Oh, shit, it's Tanya. Then he remembers. Oh, nice. Oh, sweet. It's Tanya. It's Tanya. Hey, Tanya.
At that, she does turn to face you and points her warhammer at you and says, well, didn't expect to meet you so soon again.
I know, right? So, you helped me out with a villain before, as he points to Porcupine Boy over there. You think you can help me out again here? Because I don't exactly know what this guy can do, and he's got a child, and think you could drop the band hammer on him while I get the child and this one and run?
Not sure how easy that's going to be for me. She's gonna heft the hammer back up onto her shoulder. And this is where we need to pivot away from this group
Yep.
for next time.
So join us on next episode as we're going to be doing the villains tomorrow
Oh, no.
at 7 p.m. PST. Come join us for that. Before we leave off this episode, though, I really just want to twist a knife into your hearts. So that's what we're going to do as we come back to Washi standing over what's-his-face is dead. Or
You-
Wally standing over
You
Washi's
want me to
dead.
read it or you?
Let's go with you,
I'm
actually.
gonna-
Well, actually,
I'm gonna be silenced 'cause I don't
where
know.
would this be? Oh, actually, let me do this, because this would be slightly more painful. Going back here. All the way back
Actually,
here.
interestingly, Sin, it's specifically he's in the exact same room where the character the scientist character from Zombies, same room.
Oh, I don't
So
have
if you
that
still have
room.
that room in there, you don't have it anymore?
I possibly do, but it might take me a bit to find it. But,
Well,
yeah.
either way, this will do perfectly well. Because it is the same room, but I'm sure it doesn't matter too much.
Just don't do space here. There we go. Alright. Pretend this is a room.
A little bit of an epilogue because we're actually killing off the character. And when a jumper dies, they go back home, whatever home that may be. So, when he next opens his eyes, it's to an uncomfortably familiar room. There's no wounds anymore, no broken bones, slashed skin, or torn muscles, just nothing. The room is the same as when that woman appeared, since he saw the faint outline of a man that treated his wounds, the man that saved him. Has it really already been years? He rolls over to the side, kicking his feet over the edge of an old hospital bed. The room is silent, besides the slow flow of his own breathing. Sorry, everyone. They didn't want it to go down like that. He stands carefully, mechanical limbs creaking as he moves forward slowly. He approaches the window and looks out. The world that came to an end, filled not with people, but with monsters. Zombies, dragons, and other things. There's nothing for him here. Even Gaia left this world behind, left nothing in its wake. It's only a matter of time until what little remains fades away too. Trees, plants, creatures, all of it'll die. And he'll go with it. I really hoped I'd be able to save this place. He looks up at the old, broken ceiling, the same one he saw while being treated, the same one he saw when Jump offered him a way out of a dying world. And now he's back, barely any stronger and unable to change a thing. But that's okay. This world has come to an end. Just like his journey. Good night, everybody. It was fun. Washi sits back down, and he rests. Epilogue.
Fucking H. No! Gaia's not there to fix anything.
Yeah, Gaia's in one of you guys' warehouse. And the world was paused until a jumper comes back.
Oh no. That even sucks even worse.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys loved that soul-breaking moment right there as your pasts come back to haunt you and hurt you even more. And this time, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you tomorrow for the villains and the heroes to once again meet each other and possibly this time split. And we'll see what happens. I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you next episode. Feel free to press follow if you guys want to see it when it comes on. We sometimes start a little bit late, sometimes a little bit early. And go check out our YouTube, Tables of Taurus, and like, comment, subscribe if you guys want to see more of this videos and stuff like that as well. Also follow our Patreon if you want to support us and let us hurt you even more, because apparently people enjoy that for some reason. They keep coming back. Who knows why?
Especially in my campaigns.
Y'all keep coming back, and we're gonna hurt. Alright, we'll see you guys next episode. Auf Wiedersehen.
Oh my goodness.
Sayonara.
Return to the
Goodbye,
Marians.
everybody.
Good night.